After sales warning from Nvidia, Cathie Wood uses price setbacks to buy cheap Nvidia shares. After Nvidia recently reduced its outlook for the second quarter, investors took their heels. The share has already been falling significantly since the beginning of the year. Now ARK boss Cathie Wood secured some bills at a reasonable price. Nvidia stock under pressure after sales warning. Things aren't going too well for Nvidia stock right now. The stock on the Nasdaq has already suffered significant losses since the beginning of the year due to the general weak environment of technology-heavy stocks. The recent announcement that the chipmaker was trimming its revenue guidance for the second quarter of 2022 caused an additional sell-off. Despite the weak performance of the tech title, the majority of analysts are sticking with the company. ARK CEO Cathie Wood records Nvidia shares. Cathie Wood, CEO of ARK Investments, is also likely to be among Nvidia's supporters. The investors used the price weakness of Nvidia shares after the adjusted sales outlook to expand their ETFs with additional positions. On August 8, 2022, the same day, the Nvidia announced the news that ARK boss bought a total of 366,982 shares in the chip group. 289,229 shares alone flowed into the Wood's flagship fund, ARK Innovation ETF, ARKK, which contains shares in companies that are related to the fund's investment theme, disruptive innovation. According to ARK, the fund's largest position includes Tesla, Zoom, and Roku. Nvidia shares are now in the 24th place with a share of 742,967 shares. But other ARK ETFs also received Nvidia shares at a bargaining price. The ARK Next Generation Internet ETF was increased by 47,069 shares to 159,645 shares on the same day, while the ARK Fintech Innovation ETF was supplemented by 30,684 shares to a total of 83,488 shares. US chip law could drive Nvidia. This means that Wood could not have ordered Nvidia shares only because of the low purchase price. As Forbes writes, the US Congress passed the Chips and Science Act at the end of July, which is intended to support US chip industry with a package worth $280 billion. With regard to the smoldering trade dispute between the US and China, which became even more explosive as a part of the China-Taiwan conflict, and the visit to the island state by US Democrat Nancy Pelosi. At the beginning of August, the world's largest economy power wants to break away from its dependency on semiconductors, dissolve the People's Republic. On August 9, 2022, US President Joe Biden signed a bill to allow investments in research and development, science and technology, and the workforce for the future. As the White House said in a press release, this could indicate that Cathie Wood expects Nvidia to get a boost from the new chip law. ARK stocks should rally again after recession and bear market. Most recently, the star investor was increasingly criticized for investment decisions, while the growth stocks in the ARK ETFs, which are considered innovative, rose significantly at the beginning of the corona pandemic. A counter-movement set in 2021. With the recent downtrend for tech stocks, Wood's favorites like Zoom and Teladoc are also clearly suffering. However, the market sides recently explained to CNBC that this was due to the current economic situation, which can predict a recession for some time, driven in a large part by excess inventories. Wood say in an interview on the tech trade, "We believe this is an inventory-driven recession, and it's showing itself loud and clear. However, our portfolio should improve as soon as recession is over. Typically, growth stocks will do better at the end of a bear market and recession because they represent new leadership." Wood continued as inflation and interest rate rose. We faced incredible headwinds in starting February 2021. So far, it looks like we've bottomed out.